So I was scrolling through some of my old pictures on my Apple account, and I got the crazy idea to compile not all of them, but many of my monster pics into one folder, and it's going to be close to chronological order, like the order of, I don't know what you want to call it. So if this will be like my monster story or my monster journey. So, and I don't remember the dates, but the SRP 309, the orange monster, this guy over here actually on the bottom left, I've had the longest, and I don't remember exactly when I got it. My wife got it for me for Christmas, but if I look at the dates up there, it says November 24th. I don't know if that's accurate. So I either got it as a gift, received it as a gift in 2014 or 2015, and I opened it early. I don't know, something like that. But that's the original, and you know, I've had a lot of monsters, and I talk a lot about the Seiko Monster, but I have to be, you know, upfront and clear and honest with everybody. I'm fine with just having this one monster, not an orange monster, but this monster, this one, that actual one. Does that make sense? Like, not that one, not that orange one, this one. So we're just going to scroll through though. At one point, well, you can see this is January 2016, if these dates are right. I don't remember if they are or not. You know, I had my original orange one, and then I decided to buy a 313, and that might actually be that might be right, because I think in 2016 they released the 581 and the 583. So those would have been new releases, early 2016. So I mean, I went crazy. That's how I am. I'm an all or nothing personality, so I did the same thing with monsters, as you'll see as we scroll through these. And you can see the 5A1. Man, that is such a cool watch. When I look back at these pictures, it's good that I do these videos and these pictures, because I can look back and appreciate what I've had and my time with them. I don't need to necessarily own them all, you know, and I don't want to rebuy. So threw a bracelet on the 313 there. It's kind of cool. I do like the taper of the stock bracelet better. You know, that bracelet I think looks really good on the monster, and I still have one. Actually, I bought another one, but I never wear that bracelet because it doesn't taper. It's 20 mil. Actually, I take that back. This was a 22 millimeter bracelet, and I milled the end link to 20 mil. I forgot I did that. And later on, you'll see where I did something with this 313 case and that bracelet. And we'll go over that. There's my original 309. I'm super bad with these part numbers. When they switched up from the SRPs, they went to the 3rd gen. This is the, what is it, I don't even want to say the part number because I already forgot it. It's like a SCZC, I forget what the numbers are. So there was 3 newer 3rd gen ones, true 3rd gens with the 6R15. There was the black one, which is the, whatever the prefix is, 25, and then the orange one was whatever that prefix is in 23, and then later you'll see they came out with a dark blue one. Very cool watch. Still didn't like it as much as my orange monster. I do like the polished handset though, instead of having the black or the white. I did like that part of it. There's the 581 again. I don't know if this is when I bought it or when I was getting ready to sell it. Must have been when I bought it. I've had actually a couple of these. You know what? This is the first time I bought it. I bought it and I sold it, and I remember now. I sold it to Cameron, and then I ended up buying it back from Cameron, and then that's when I did a build I did. Here's where I had the 309, that 25, the 313, and then the SKX 011, which I actually even owned that before the orange monster. 313 again. Here's just for size comparison. This is a really popular Citizen dive watch, the Seiko Tuna SBBN 033 or something. I forget the number on that. And surprisingly, those are when you look at the pictures and look at the measurements and everything, they don't really look and feel as big as, you know, some people portray them. They're really close to the Monster. It is a bigger overall size, so it will appear bigger on the wrist, but with those no lugs, it wears really good still. You can see that it's lifted up a little bit because of the bracelet. But okay, so here is where, this was after I bought it back. I had the idea along with some other people helping me with doing this. After I bought that 581 back from Cameron, I then put the 581 bezel and guts inside the 313 case, and then I took the 313 guts and put it in the 581 case. So that was how the this watch was born, and I gifted that to my son, and then I created that one, which my good friend, I think it was Robert Sears, nicknamed that one Zoolander, you know, from the movie Zoolander, blue steel, because it was blue with steel. I since, you know, I sold that later on, jumping ahead, but, and I'll show you, I'm going to make another video in a little while, but that watch is actually on eBay right now, and it has a little bit of time left on it. I'll show you it. So there it is in its completed form. I thought it turned out great. I don't really care for the black Monster housing, is very good. I mean, look at that. That looks great, right? It even has some wear on the blue bezel. So there's the Zoolander, the blacked out 313, and a 583. I bought that one because I wanted the bezel to put on there, because I took the blue bezel off that. You know, I needed the black bezel. So I was, there it is completed. It now has a different bezel on it, but that turned out great. I think that would have easily been a model that Seiko could have made. And then I took the I don't remember how I ended up with an extra bezel, but whatever. And I just popped it on there for the heck of it. Not a huge fan of the way that looked, but I was like, well, these are the parts I have laying around, so I threw it together. And there it is on a bracelet. It's all weird looking, but I knew, what else was I going to do with it? There it kind of looks kind of cool when it's next to, that was Bruce's turtle, his first one, I think. There it looks kind of funky and cool. There's a few more together. You know, you can see them in order there. Oh, geez, so many monsters. That was a while ago, too. Those two look great. So there is the Zoolander next to a SRP 455, which I've had a couple of those, too. Sold them both times, too. Awesome looking watch. They look great together. There's a little group shot. What do we got there? I think one of these orange ones at that time was an actual tour watch that Mark at Long Island Watch hooked me up with, and a few of us did. So not all of these were mine. Technically, one of those was a tour watch, and then I gifted that one to my son. So these were mine at the time. But it was nice to have a group shot of them all. There's my son's watch again. Little lume comparison from that 3rd gen Monster to a SBBN Tuna, and that is no joke. The lume on the Tuna, I don't, as far as I know, you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think Seiko has put the lume like they did on that Tuna on any other watch. That is insane lume. Okay, so actually it was the day that I gifted that watch that I built to my son. I had thrown it on, I forget what brand the strap is, but it smells like vanilla. It's an Italian rubber. The pin fit so tight in there that when you moved, it actually popped the pin out of the hole. So that took a crazy hard hit to the pavement while he was playing basketball and damaged it. So, and I did some repairs later on. So really banged up the watch pretty good. Another thing with the Orange Monster is, and hopefully you guys can always find a watch to do this with, but like when I go on vacations, this was in, I think this was Lido Beach in Florida, and when I go on vacation, I pretty much only take that watch, because it's like the one watch I know that I'll always have, so I will always take that with for memory purposes and stuff like that. So Definitely try to get a watch that you can do that with. Plus, you know, Seiko Rocket. I mean, that if that alone doesn't make it such a cool watch, I don't know what else does. I mean, it doesn't need anything extra, but that's awesome. And then I ran into a guy, which it kind of worked out. The guy kind of ripped me off a little bit, but he designed, you know, in printed. Here, I'll show you. Printed that for me. So it cost a little bit of money to do. Actually, at the time, I could have bought a Monster for how much I commissioned that project for. But I'm glad I have the print. And there's the 3rd gen one with the Seamaster Professional I had at the time. Both great looking watches. Zoolander again before I sold it. The Funky, I don't know what the heck you want to call that. Or if anybody would even want that or like it. I think I sold that thing crazy cheap too. Just because nobody wanted it. There's the blue one, which looks a lot like the black one because it is very dark blue. And that one even has a crazier part number. I don't remember what it is. So you have to look back at it. I tend not to remember some part numbers for some reason. I don't know why. And there it is next to the Seamaster again. There's a loom example from the Seamaster to the 3rd gen Monster. And 3rd gen and then Tuna. SRP 455. I'm not sure if that was the first or second one I owned. I can't remember. Zoolander. Some of these are duplicates. Or different, you know. Just wanted to show them to you guys. It's kind of cool to look back. You know, take pictures of your watches. So well, you already seen that. And then I think I had sold a bunch of Monsters. And then I went through a phase where I wanted them again. So, and I'd never had a 1st gen. So I bought a 1st gen for cheap. And this was like right before the Monster price craze went high. And I'd never had a 307. So I bought the 1st gen and the 2nd gen 307. And dang, look at all those Monsters. See, I went Monster crazy there for a bit. So, I mean, you can see them right in a row. Boom, boom. So that's the one I built for my son, a 307. The dark blue one wasn't in here at the time, so that's that 25. My orange one, the 1st gen, the Zoolander, the SRP 455, and then the Hack Job 583, whatever you want to call it. Different perspectives. That was fun. But man, you can only wear one at a time, right? That's what everyone tells people. They are watch crazy. Those SRP 455s are so cool looking. I know there's some people that just don't like them, but I like that style there. Little loom shot. There's my orange Monster with a Seamaster Professional, and then this was another tour watch I did. What is that? Omega 2254, I think it is. Loom between my orange Monster and the Tudor Black Bay I had. There's a good shot of the blue one. The dark blue, when you get in a good light, it really looks good. And those can still be had too. This was another orange Monster I swooped up with the Roman numerals. So that one's pretty cool. And just like this new one I have over here, this one has the Roman numerals, but it's the made in Japan one. This is the Roman made in Malaysia one. So there's a bunch of different variations in there too. Another 583. I think I bought another one for some reason. I have no idea what I bought and why. Oh, there's the black and blue one together. There you can definitely see the color difference, right? Both great watches. There's the dark blue with the 455. This is the second one I bought. This one I bought off from Robert Sears because I remember that bracelet. And then after this I sold it to my buddy Mitch. He still has it. There's a standard 313 next to my son's build. That was a tour watch, which was an awesome tour that Riley set up. And then I think Jack ended up winning that. And then Jack sold it to me, and then I'll show you here in a little bit. I feel bad about what happened. So here, actually, I put a Bluebird's dive bezel on it. It doesn't fit right. It spits out the gasket, and it's over installed. It's impossible to take off. I tried to take it off with my knife here, and you can see it actually broke the blade off the knife. So I got pretty frustrated and ended up destroying the watch. So I broke the rotor off. I really screwed it up. So not my best work on a watch there, but I did learn a lot. Okay, so and then I took my own advice and bought a 315 because that was like still is actually a really good option to buy. They're a lot better looking in person, and then there's some things you can do to them to change the look of them, which I have one actually inbound. I have one on the way, and I'm going to go through and show you some mods on those. And then I'd always toyed with the idea of doing a yellow monster, so I finally went ahead and built one of those. There's that. I did end up selling it. I don't know why, but pretty cool looking. I never did install that bezel. That's just sitting on top. I would never install a Bluebird again. Or, yeah, whatever those are. There's an orange and a yellow next to each other. Yellow out in the wild while I was working. Yellow with some flowers. There's a knockoff orange monster next to a real monster. There's my son's watch with the only successful loomed bezel I've ever installed. My orange monster. 2 great Seiko combo right there. That's hard to beat that combo. And there's my son's monster currently with the loom bezel with all of it loomed up. Pretty cool looking. So that's it. I just wanted to show you some of the old pictures I had. I went crazy long, but I know some people like to look at monsters for some reason, and I'm one of them. So thanks for sticking around.